More than a dozen are dead, but scores miraculously survive a jetliner crash near Dallas. We'll have the latest.
An area university is on the verge of a crippling strike. Ned McGrath with a live report.
Chuck Norris plays a sensitive big guy in his new film. Henry Tenenbaum tells us if the change of pace works.
And the Tigers try to change their fortunes with a big trade. Scott Wahle has details.
Also, the Tigers have a chance tonight to gain another game on Boston.
And Chuck Gaidica says September is getting off to a summery start.
I'm Mort Crim with Carmen Harlan. News 4 Nightbeat is next.
Hey, Zach, baby! Haven't seen you since hockey season. You're going to use my putter. So, Zach, got any insider info on those great Dodge Boy deals?
During our factory-authorized clearance, get big cash back on select 88 Dodge imports in stock, like $500 back on Colts or $500 back on Ram 50 pickups.
If you really want to get away this summer, do it in the Dodge from your Greater Detroit Dodge boys. Listen now, pal. I want you to think brain surgery.
See Town & Country Dodge, Farmington, Dick Scott Dodge, Plymouth, Garrity Dodge, Hamtramck.
News 4 Nightbeat with Mort Crim and Carmen Harlan. Bernie Smilovitz and Chuck Gaidica.
Good evening. The tedious task of figuring out why a Boeing 727 plummeted and burned on takeoff from Dallas-Fort Worth this morning has now begun. 13 died, 94 survived, some able to walk away from the wreckage. The Delta jetliner Flight 1141 was headed for Salt Lake City, Utah. Finding out... All 3 cockpit crew members survived, the captain, co-pilot, and navigator, as well as a Delta pilot who was hitching a ride home to Utah. Their testimony, as well as that of surviving passengers, should help solve the mystery of why a 727, one of the safest jets flying, crashed today in Dallas. A train derailment near downtown Holly is forcing the evacuation of 500 people from their homes tonight. 2 tankers on the train are carrying hazardous chemicals, but no leakage has been reported. The evacuations are seen as merely a precaution. Carmen?
2 Detroit teenagers are in custody tonight in connection with a shooting on the first full day of classes at Central High School. The incident took place in a crowded hallway at the school. 9th grader Cortez Matthews was wounded on the arm. Matthews told News 4's Rich Make the shooting was part of a gang dispute over who would control the school. The 2 boys in custody face charges of assault with intent to commit murder. Last-minute negotiations are underway at Oakland University tonight to try to prevent a strike by teachers. Classes are scheduled to begin tomorrow, regardless of whether they walk out. News 4's Ned McGrath is at Oakland University tonight. And Ned, has any progress been made?
Well, we think so, Carmen. I don't think I'd knock you off your anchor chair if I told you the issue here is money. Sources tell us that the 2 sides are several $100s apart on annual salary increases. Now, depending on who you talk to, that means they're getting closer or they're getting further apart. Regardless, classes are scheduled to start here in about 8.5 hours. And students with whom we spoke with tonight were skeptical and anxious. How would you react to the threat of a teacher's strike after just spending $120 in the college bookstore?
We're on strike my first year here. This is my 4th year here, and I feel if they can go on strike, we can go on strike from paying our bills. If we're not getting taught, I don't think we should have to pay until they're ready.
There have been teacher strikes here before, 3 days in 85, 3 days in 76, 12 days in 71. 12,000 students at Oakland University, primarily a commuter campus with an older student body. But there are a couple of dormitories, and those students moved in Monday.
Well, they told us that if the teachers don't show, that we're supposed to stay in the dorms anyway, and that's going to be kind of boring to me.
I come from a small school, and I've never experienced any kind of strike, so I don't know, it might be interesting just to see what happens, but I really don't want to have to go through it.
School starts at 7:30 tomorrow morning. The administration is promising business as usual, but acknowledges that some students may find empty classrooms, some may not. A telephone hotline will be staffed to provide assistance.
Encouraging the students to call first. Call us first. For example, we've known in the past that large numbers of our business administration faculty come in, large numbers of our engineering science, computer science people come in, large numbers of our health sciences faculty do cross the picket lines and do teach their courses, so we can give them a little bit of reading depending on what course they're taking.
Meanwhile, representatives of the teachers union and the administration shuttle back and forth. State mediator tells News 4 it's going to be a long night. And Carmen, that's where we stand right now. The negotiators are behind closed doors, as they always are in these situations. We should give out that hotline number for the students, many of whom are commuter students and would be calling from home, wondering if classes are scheduled tomorrow. There you see it on the bottom of your screen, 370-2000. 10 people here are going to be staffing the phones to answer students' questions, whether or not their instructors have shown up.
Ned, it sounds like they're willing to talk through the night. Is that
That is
the
correct,
plan?
Carmen. There are indications that they will stay here tonight for as long as they're making some progress.
Okay. Thank you, Ned. Mort?
Well, there could be a break in that strike by clerical workers tomorrow at Wayne State University. School officials have scheduled a meeting with the union of more than 900 striking workers. University officials say there have been no hitches in enrollment processing because of the strike, but faculty at the school say they'll strike too if their contract negotiations are unsuccessful. At least half a dozen metro area school districts are still facing the possibility of a strike tonight. In Wayne County, talks are said to be in a critical stage in Garden City, Dearborn, and Woodhaven. In Oakland County, there's the threat of a strike in Lake Orion, as well as in Pontiac and in Troy.
In what some are calling the worst labor unrest in Poland in years, the head of the Solidarity Union is urging striking workers to bring an end to the turmoil. Lech Wałęsa met with Polish officials for several hours today and reportedly stressed the importance of legalizing the now outlawed Solidarity Union. It was the first meeting between Wałęsa and government officials in 6 years. In business news tonight, more legal maneuvering in an effort to overturn a federal judge's order, which temporarily blocks the joint operating agreement between the Detroit Free Press and the Detroit News. The Free Press filed a brief today disputing claims that then Attorney General Edwin Meese was influenced in his decision to approve a JOA for the News and the Free Press. On Wall Street, stock prices weakened in a day of slow trading. The Dow Jones Industrial Average dropped 6.5 points to close at the 2031 level. Declines edged advances as volume on the big board totaled more than 130 million shares.
Things are back to normal at the Michigan State Fair tonight following a visit by Vice President George Bush. The candidate tried his luck at several fair games as part of a campaign swing through the metro area. Police on foot as well as police on horseback joined the usual Secret Service contingent as the Vice President pitched baseballs and licked ice cream. Mr. Bush visited the fair after addressing environmentalists near Lake Erie, telling them he would tackle acid rain.
Time for study alone is past. We know enough now to begin taking steps to limit future damage. But the waiting period for action on acid rain is over, and I, as president, will be ready to move.
Bush also told the crowd of about 250 he would convene a global conference to discuss the environment. George Bush will continue the environmental theme tomorrow in the backyard of his Democratic challenger, Michael Dukakis. Bush will visit the polluted Boston Harbor, but Dukakis calls the trip, in his words, an election year conversion to environmental protection. Dukakis' comments are part of a stepped-up offensive against Bush. The governor also criticized the vice president for his role in the Iran-Contra scandal. New York Mayor Ed Koch and Jesse Jackson are putting aside their political differences tonight to work for a common cause, the election of Michael Dukakis. Koch apologized for his attacks on Jackson during New York's primary. Jackson said he bore no animosity toward Koch. The two announced their joint effort after a 2-hour peace session convened by New York Governor Mario Cuomo. Carmen?
Well, here in Detroit, visitors at the State Fair got a special treat tonight as the saucy sounds of Latin rhythm filled the air. Gloria, Estefan, and the Miami Sound Machine wowed audiences at the State Fair with renditions of pop favorites like The Rhythm Is Gonna Get You, Conga, and The Bad Boys.
Bad, 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 bad boy. You make me feel so good. The way you hold me back.
Not bad.
Your generational music.
Mike.
Ahead on the Nightbeat, the I-Team takes us to a drug house Detroit police would not raid, but somebody else did.
And in sports, Scott Wahle has details on tonight's big trade for the Tigers.
I'm Chuck Gaidica on Weather Watch 4, and I'm watching summer make its way across the Central Plains. It will be in your neighborhood soon, tomorrow. Stay tuned.
Many of the rich do not like having their lives or finances made public. Take Aristotle Kulak, shipping magnate. Income $5,000 per day. Then there's Virgil Bout. Virgil also made $5,000 in one day, but by playing the daily 4 lottery games. Unlike Aristotle, Virgil doesn't hide his newfound wealth. He wants everyone to know he won $5,000 in one day. Wouldn't you?
Hey, baby. Dutch boy, that's the Finnish Dutch boy. The look,
satin finish has the look that gets the looks. The look that's today's hottest decorating trend. You can see why it's worth more.
When the big automakers need information fast, Ameritech is there. We're there when the nation's top retailers need to transmit data. Ameritech is there for nearly 25% of the Fortune 500 companies, 450 institutions of higher learning, and 1 million businesses. Moving information for the most information-intense region of the country. When it comes to communications in the Midwest, we pull it all together. Ameritech. Solutions that work.
We used to sell a Volkswagen for people with more sense than money. We still do. Before you buy a car, test drive a Volkswagen Fox at your local Volkswagen dealer.
An investigation by state and federal authorities netted about 75 pounds of pure cocaine worth an estimated $2 million. The cocaine was found during a raid on the city's northeast side. FBI agents and Michigan State Police raided a home on Ross near Harper last night. The cocaine was found hidden in 2 suitcases in a closet. Police say the cocaine was processed in South America and smuggled into the U.S., apparently to be sold in Detroit. Carmen?
A drug house on the east side of Detroit is out of business tonight. The house was busted after neighbors complained about the increasing flow of customers searching for drugs. As News 4's Mike Wendland and the I-Team found out, it was not the Detroit police who shut down the house.
For more than a year, this drug house in the 13,000 block of Wilford has flourished, doing round-the-clock business selling heroin. Our I-Team surveillance camera documented wide-open traffic. Neighbors say they have complained and complained to Detroit police, but nothing happened. They've reported scenes like this, with customers arriving on foot, by car, and sneaking through a back alley. Despite the complaints, the house operated with impunity.
For 3 days, we tried to get some comment about this place from Detroit police. Today, they told us there would be no comment. They wouldn't even confirm that they had received complaints about this drug house. So we notified another agency. That agency was very interested.
This man is an undercover officer for the Wayne County Sheriff's Department Drug Unit. He was inside for about 4 minutes, enough to verify firsthand that drug dealing was going on.
Heel is down.
Not long afterwards, the narcs got a search warrant, and then they moved in.
Go with it.
Inside, the narcs found 2 18-year-olds. The pockets of the man on the right were stuffed with Crusher brand heroin. The 2 were arrested for drug dealing, and at long last, Wilford Street was, for at least one night, without one drug house. With the I-Team, Mike Wendland on the Nightbeat.
NFL star Lawrence Taylor speaks out on his suspension. Scott Wahle's in for Bernie Smilovitz with details.
Later on the Nightbeat, Chuck Norris takes on a different role in the new movie, Hero and the Terror. Henry Tenenbaum will have a review.
In this book, which rates every aspect of every major league park, author Bob Wood concludes no better hot dog exists than those sold at Detroit's Tigers Stadium. Those hot dogs, plumping ballpark franks, available with their own 7th-inning stretch. Try the hot dogs so full of lean, fresh meat that they plump when you cook them. Ballpark franks. Handsome carrying case not included.
Listen, every one of the 24,000 items on the shelves at A.L. Price, they got a special deal on. Now, that's what deal buying is. That's all A.L. Price does. Other stores, their hands are tied. They have to keep all brands and sizes in stock, no matter what the cost to you. Now, at A.L. Price, you only find those items they get a great deal on. And if they can't get the deal, you know what they do?
For the latest winning lottery numbers, call the official lottery line, 1-976-2020.
Go ahead, Toyota dealer. Make my day.
Okay, how about leasing a Toyota truck for no money down? It's Toyota Dealers Make My Day sales event. And it's on now. Make your best deal and lease the #1 import pickups for no money down. But hurry. Try making our day. With factory-to-dealer incentives worth hundreds and extra value option packages worth hundreds more, you got it paid. Toyota's Make Your Day sales event is on now. Lease your truck and let it make your day.
Many of the rich do not like having their lives or finances made public. Take Aristotle Kulak, shipping magnate. Income $5,000 per day. Then there's Virgil Boggs. Virgil also made $5,000 in one day, but by playing the daily 4 lottery game. Unlike Aristotle, Virgil doesn't hide his newfound wealth. He wants everyone to know he won $5,000 in one day. Wouldn't you?
Mary, baby.
It keeps me looking good.
Keeps you feeling great.
Get fit. It's fun.
Well, the baseball owners may have lost an important free agent ruling today, but the Tigers do have some reason to celebrate tonight.
I'd say there's one executive who's very happy tonight. I don't know if Bill DeJoy smokes cigars or not, but the Tigers general manager might have been tempted to light one up anyway tonight because he got a player he's been after for a while now. The Tigers made 2 deals tonight, in fact, just before the trading deadline, for outfielder Fred Lynn and for pitcher Ted Power. Now, Lynn comes from the Orioles for 3 players to be named later. He's 36 years old, and he's injury-prone, but he's a veteran who knows how to hit. Lynn's at .252 right now with 18 homers, but he's a lifetime .289 hitter, good defensive player, and he has a no-trade clause, and he initially nixed the deal to Detroit but changed his mind. Ted Power was acquired from the Royals for 2 players to be named. He could start and relieve. His stats don't shine. He was just 5-6 at Kansas City with a .594 ERA, and he suffered from an inflamed elbow part of this season. The Tigers are hoping he can bolster their suddenly injury-riddled pitching corps. Joy told me all the players to be named in the deals are minor leaguers at the present time. Catcher Ray Palacios and pitcher Mark Lee are reportedly the players involved in the deal for Power. Meanwhile, the Tigers seemed rejuvenated by the news, leading the White Sox in the ninth tonight 6-3. Lou Whitaker keying a 4-run rally in the 5th inning with a double off the wall out there in scoring Tom Brookins and Gary Pettis. Next batter, Pat Sheridan, kept it going with a shot to the gap in right center. All the way to the wall it went, Whitaker scoring easily, and Sheridan would slide into third base with a triple. 5-0 Tigers after 5 innings. And they got another run in the 6th. Mike Heath, who continues to hit while so many others have not, cracked a sharp grounder down the third baseline. That scored Ray Knight all the way from first base. Knight with a couple of hits tonight. Pettis has 3. The Tigers trying to snap a 4-game losing streak. They lead in the ninth 6-3. And they could have their 2-game lead back in the standings when they're all done, because in Oakland this afternoon, Mark McGwire ripped his 3-run homer off Boston's Mike Smithson in the first inning, and it was downhill from there for the Red Sox, who failed to win a single game in Oakland this season, dropping a 7-2 decision today. The Milwaukee Brewers beat Toronto this afternoon 4-2. Other American League scores: Minnesota 9-1 over Texas. That game in the 8th inning. Kansas City beat Cleveland 1-0. In the National League, Montreal over L.A. 4-3. San Francisco topped Philadelphia in 11th. Cincinnati beat Pittsburgh. San Diego topped New York. Chicago over Houston, and St. Louis beat Atlanta. Well, today's collusion ruling has once again pinned major league owners against the ropes. Arbitrator George Nicolau saying teams conspired against signing free agents after the 1986 season. In that group, such illustrious names as Jack Morris, Tim Raines, Andre Dawson, Doyle Alexander, and Lance Parrish, who did move from the Tigers to the Phillies that winter, but at a $50,000 pay cut.
I'll keep everything open. I'm very willing to listen to anything, but, you know, as far as that goes, that'll happen down the road, and I just want to keep my concentration on playing baseball at this point.
So the owners have been convicted but not sentenced yet. That will come after the season. The NFL showed just how serious it was about drug abuse today by reinstating 6 players 2 days before their suspensions were supposed to be up. Terry Taylor of the Seahawks received a 30-day suspension today. He's the 10th player this year to get caught. Meanwhile, Giants linebacker Lawrence Taylor spoke for the first time about his second fall into the grasp of cocaine abuse.
I guess it was one Wednesday. I made a bad decision. God didn't mean for it to happen. I wish it hadn't, but I did make a bad decision, and I'll pay the price for that.
Meanwhile, we go to the U.S. Open now. Yvonne Lendl seeking an unprecedented 4th straight title in the U.S. Open. But keep an eye on 4th seed Andre Agassi. He's just 18, but he's the hottest player in men's tennis with 6 Grand Prix titles this year and a 19-match win streak. Agassi's in the near court, lining up to smash an opponent. Philip Johnson climbs the wall back there. He knows when his goose is cooked. Agassi won the match in straight sets. Lendl is in the 5th set right now at the U.S. Open against Amos Mansdorf. So Mansdorf looking for what would be a huge upset. Lendl's first round action.
What's this America's Cup race you guys are doing?
You know, if it's okay with you, Scott, I'd like to at least let the people know that the Michigan-Notre Dame rivalry is officially on tonight. I'm going to hand Scott his flashlight. This is mine, maize and blue flashlight.
I'll get the green
Not that
one.
you had to guess, right? You get the
Our
green one?
colors are Notre Dame blue and gold, you know, so
There's
I
a
could
boat
use that
race,
one too.
Right, we're going to engage in a little friendly competition on Tuesday for the Michigan-Notre Dame boat race on the Detroit River.
That's right.
And when you see me, you'll flash your flashlight and I'll flash mine.
I'll wave. Say hi, Carmen.
Can the public come?
Yes, they can.
Like
In fact, there is a
Yeah,
telephone
tickets will
number.
be hard to come by, though.
You think
Lots
so?
of fun last year, yeah.
There's one number they can
It's a
call.
limited number of people they can have on board.
Okay. Well, they can call 420-2993 if they want U of M tickets.
Or if you know
Had to
somebody,
get
you
that
can probably get some
You think
free.
so?
We're heading into September when things usually get cooler, but it looks as if things are getting warmer around here.
And Chuck Gaidica has the forecast as the night beat continues.
Thermal Window, the Midwest's exclusive manufacturer of the Polytex 4 vinyl replacement window, is celebrating their anniversary with an unbelievable 5-day offer. This week only, buy 5 windows for $995. Our thermo-insulated tilt-in windows are specially designed to make cleaning a snap, and they have a lifetime warranty. At Thermo Window, we manufacture, install, service, and guarantee what we sell. 5 windows, only $995. Call today for a free in-home estimate.
It's a great honor to stand here tonight and introduce to you the one and only, the funniest man in America, Mr. Bill Cosby.
August 27th, over 18,000 people saw Cosby at the Palace. This fall, you'll see him 5 times a week.
Starting October 3rd.
4 o'clock is Cosby Time. Weekdays this fall only on Channel 4.
Isaiah's Olympics, sponsored by Detroit Edison, a good part of your life, and presented only on Channel 4.
One of the most dramatic moments of the 1984 Olympics came when Mary Decker of the United States collided with Zola Budd and failed, losing her chance for the gold in a 3,000-meter run. No one who saw it can forget the pain and heartbreak she suffered in the Los Angeles Games. Mary Decker has since married, had a child, and is Mary Decker Slaney. She is a favorite to win her first gold medal in the 3,000 at Seoul.
Isaiah, what is this?
That is a reminder, Mom. Lights protect you.
Me?
Everybody. And when you're out, they should be on.
And when I'm home watching you on TV?
Light up the outside and check the locks, too. I'm not always here to protect you, but lights on.
How did you get so smart?
Not smart. Bright. Like my mom.
Oh, Isaiah.
Come to any Detroit Edison office for a free home security brochure. Detroit Edison, a good part of your life.
The party keeps going. The chips are going, gone. Aren't you glad there's a 24-hour Perry Drugs nearby?
Go ahead and say it.
Say what?
Isaiah Thomas Film Festival there.
Oh, it was. He looked great in all of those. Yeah. Hey, it's your first night back. Why don't you be nice to Chuck?
I'm always nice.
She's
to Chuck,
always nice.
especially when it's going to warm up.
It is going to warm up, and it's going to be your kind of weather. Mort's too, because I know he likes that bikini wearing stuff. Outside today, high temperature, and he's got a beautiful bikini, too. 79 the high. It's kind of black with little sparkly things. 54 the low. Normals are 79 and 57 this time of the year. Outside now, we're clear. 64 degrees, humidity at 84%. Barometric pressure is on the rise. And the winds now are south at 8 miles per hour. Okay, let's talk temperatures, huh? 68 again in Metro. 64, rather. 68 City Airport. 59 Toledo. Flint was missing this time. Last hour they were at 67. Lansing is 68 degrees. Overnight lows getting us just into the 50s, probably 59 or so. Lots of 60s back out farther west as we see the heat building up, and it has been today. From parts of Wisconsin through Illinois and Iowa and Missouri, high temperatures in the mid to upper 80s today, and that warm air is shifting this way. Pushing it is a cool front now. You can see the cloudiness and some showers and storms that are firing off out ahead of that front. That cool air mass is pushing this way as we lose another air mass that is moving off to the Atlantic. This cool air again should be spilling in for the weekend, giving us a pretty good insurance policy for nice weather over this holiday weekend. Friday's map shows that cool air getting closer, and out ahead of that front, that cool dome of air, we're going to see a few showers and thunderstorms pop up. I suspect they won't get in around Detroit until late afternoon, if that's soon, and probably more like later Friday night into very early on Saturday. The warm air will certainly be here, so tomorrow we're talking mid-80s. By Friday, we're looking at mid to upper 80s, so get set for that. Here are the forecast temperatures around the nation tomorrow in case you'll be skipping around. Chicago at 87, New York City 80, lots of sunshine there. Atlanta, Georgia at 82, 91 Dallas, 76 degrees L.A., Seattle at 87. Best chances for rain out ahead of that front during the daytime tomorrow. Some of that getting to the UP and more showers and storms back down across the Southland. Here's the forecast then for the rest of the night. Going down to a low temperature of 59, clear and mild this evening. Then for tomorrow, warmer breezes, sunny skies, 85 for a high. As we head for Friday, partly sunny, warmer yet, 88. The extended forecast shows you the cooling off. Again, showers will be ending by Saturday, 78 there, 77 Sunday, Monday, 78. Morning school bell weather, going to school at 8 a.m., 63 and clear. By afternoon, though, no need for a jacket tomorrow. 84 degrees at 3 in the afternoon with more sunshine. Nice day, summer.
Sounds great.
Yeah.
Actor Chuck Norris is best known for his tough-as-nails, karate-kicking character. Norris currently is starring in a new movie called The Hero and the Terror. It shows off a different side of the actor. News 4's movie critic Henry Tenenbaum says Norris stars in a sensitive role as a cop assigned to catch a crazed killer.
Hey, everything's light these days, folks, right? Like beer, like potato chips, and now the newly light Chuck Norris. That's right. In his new film, Hero and the Terror, the new Chuck Norris Light has great taste and less killing.
I need to unwind. I'm interested in.
Now, in the past, I have suggested that when it comes to acting, the deepest thing about Chuck Norris is his wrinkles. But in Hero and the Terror, the new Chuck Norris is sensitive, sophisticated, he even speaks French.
I think you've forgotten how.
What? Chuck is in love with his liberated live-in, Bryn Thayer, who will bear his child, but she won't wear his ring. Maybe she hates 10 o'clock shadow. Well, if she isn't enough of a handful, Chuck must also cope with the Terror, a hulking mound of malevolent intent with the strength of a gorilla and the brain of an earthworm. Along with criminal ugliness, he suffers from a personality flaw. He loves to murder young women. He may also have the reasons about starring in a musical because he takes up residence in an old movie theater, a sort of Phantom of the Cinema. And a huge portion of the film is devoted to searching and fighting among the seats and the ceiling until Chuck simultaneously kills the baddie and becomes a daddy. Hey, what a man.
Daddy?
Oh, that Chuck, he's such a cut-up, sensitive, funny, a regular Alan Alda. But this is still one of those films that requires you to check your brain at the door. And that requires me to give Hero and the Terror a 2 out of 5 on the applause meter. You've given Chuck Norris a little sensitivity, a little depth. Why couldn't we do the same for the plot? I'm Henry Tenenbaum.
And that's our report. Thanks for watching.
Carmen and I'll be back tomorrow at 5. Have a good night.
Where did 300,000 Americans who used to own GM cars go last year? Where else? Where can you get cash back plus option package savings on Mercury Cougar, Mercury Sable, and Mercury Topaz? Plus, get cash back on Mercury Tracer. Where else? 4 great ways to save, and that's before you make your best deal. So where do you get values like these? Where else? See your Lincoln Mercury dealer today.
On our next show, we look at unique ways to punish criminals, from drunk driving bumper stickers to doing community service instead of doing time.
I would like to put more people in the jail. I don't have the jail space. People tell me, put them in jail, Judge, put them in jail, Judge. They won't vote for the taxes.
You know, when I put them in prison, they don't stay there forever. That's the unfortunate part. They're going to come back. I've got to get them back into society with some kind of control.
Crime and unusual punishment on the next Geraldo.
Tomorrow morning at 9 on Channel 4.
Is one supermarket better than the rest? It is when it offers fresher, crisper produce. When it offers choicest quality meats, the freshest dairy and baked goods. And when it offers special values like this every week. Through Saturday, save on lean and meaty spare ribs, just $1.17 a pound. Town Pride margarine in the 1-pound bowl, just 2 for $1. And Wesley Zoomer popsicles, just $1.57 a package. Yes, one supermarket is better than the rest. Farmer Jack.
on the run for 10 years. Now this mom speaks from jail.
A Current Affair, tomorrow at 4, only on Channel 4.